Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a. There we go. Welcome back to another episode of Uncle's Farm. So, today we are moving our. Just taking this final piece, the baler and round baler, and my pickup and flatbed trailer up to the where we're making some hay. So we got the option to cut this section again. So we're gonna be cutting it. This bit is the bit that I was talking a little bit ago, for a little bit. Um, we'll probably be able to cut this on year 5, but this next piece up here, I think we are able to cut every year. So, and I don't think this is gonna be the only bit. And then you're also wondering, how did I already spend all of my money? Well, I bought us a new rake because, just relax, I bought a new rake and it's a way bigger rake. This one does 3 windrows at a time, makes a bigger windrow, gets it a lot done faster. And I figured since we're going to be selling a lot more hay, that we could upgrade it. And I had the cash anyways, so. But so I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But we cut this ditch here, a little bit of it around the dealership. So turn in here, but yeah, we're cutting this piece again. I'm not sure if I'm gonna cut that little bit over there. Whoa, hold on. I don't think the dealership will mind too much. Just get pulled around here. Preferably not try to drive on my hay, so that's why I'm going over here. Let's drive over here. Just pulling it into the hayfield. And then right in here, I was thinking. There we go. So we'll unstrap it, shut it off. Or hold on. That's right. Gotta figure out a way. Give me a second. I gotta figure out how to get this unloaded, because that's a big drop off there. Don't ask me how I got it loaded up. I have my ways. Alright. So. But my thought process here is if I could back it on to one of these ditches, like that would actually be pretty good. Like that there. There we go. Turn this on. We'll back it off. Still a little bit short, but whoa, that was bad. It wasn't too bad though. So we'll get pulled over here. We'll turn the PTO on, rev it up. Alright, looks like we're bailing. Hold on, let me. There we go. Here's one full bale. So yeah, looks like it's handling this big windrow pretty well, this little baler. I'd like to upgrade this round baler eventually. It's not very big at all. It's not very big at all, but I guess it gets the job done, and that's all we really need it to do. Alright, looks like the wrap went on there, so looks like we're doing good. I didn't do this side because this side was just way too steep. So, but I just did this little bit that was around here. So, but I'm probably thinking about cutting, there's a section like right in here. I'll probably cut that. I think that was about it. I know there's some ground down here that I could cut if I wanted to, which I'm not entirely sure if I will. I might just cut that once because, or well, that's in CRP. So. But yeah, it's working pretty good here. I'm not sure what round baler I would like to get. Let me see here. So this is the baler we have right now, this one. But we could upgrade to a 535. This baler, or preferably a baler like this, or this. Just something newer, really. You know, I never really looked at these, like Massey Ferguson and Fendt balers. Huh. Kind of interesting. And then we got a 560M. Might go with this. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. So. But otherwise, everything's working out pretty good. Oh, that's gets a little bit tight there on some of them corners. You know, the back wheels on that big rake turn, so it kind of makes it hard to get some of the corners. But otherwise, it does a pretty good job, I'd say. I guess. So, but we're gonna be just straight hauling all this hay to the fairgrounds. So we're not gonna bother bringing it home. I already brought home all of the hay that I'm gonna keep so far, which is the hay from the 40 bales that were over here. I brought all that stuff home from the first cutting. So yeah, but everything's working good. So yeah. We're on away here. Hopefully we make a good amount of money off of all this hay, because, well, we're gonna need it to last through the time period, or last through the time. So this field's probably one of our best fields, probably. So, but yeah. We got our hay seeded there. Yeah, there we go. But I'm considering, when do we harvest rye? Because, okay, you don't get that off till July. Darn it. Okay, well, maybe I was thinking one of these times we could try and do some double cropping. So, if I could find a decently sized grain drill, we could try to do some double cropping, where we would plant wheat in the spring, or not the spring, but the fall, after corn harvest, and then we would combine it in June, and then we plant soybeans in right after, and then get that harvest off. But we'd have to combine corn October. Yeah, I think that would work out pretty good. So, yeah. We could also do it in barley. Oats, or no, we couldn't do it in oats, but otherwise, yeah, I think that would be a good idea. We would need another grain bin, unless we were just gonna straight haul the wheat. Yeah, we would have to straight haul the wheat, but so yeah. got a little steep there, but everything's going good. This hay crop's doing fairly good. I suppose it kind of helps that this is three windrows of the hay vine all in one row, so that probably helps it yield a lot better. We already got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 bales off of this, so I'd say that's alright, I guess. That's pretty good. It's not half bad. There it is. So yeah, but everything is going good. I don't know what I would get for a drill. Maybe like a Concord drill. If I had to guess, that would probably be the only thing that I would go with, a Concord drill or something like that. Great Plains. Something like this. Or, I know, we could, see here. And we get there we go. So we got the seed and liquid fertilizer. Doesn't look too half bad of an idea, but so yeah. Oh boy, there's the big chunk. Just ease into it, just let it eat it. There we go. But yeah, definitely some better yielding hay. Some pretty good yielding ditch hay here. Pretty thick. So, yeah, I'm not sure entirely what happened with that bale, but maybe the color. I don't know. That's a question for the New Holland guy, but it's holding together. So I'm not complaining, I guess. I'm not sure what the whole ordeal is with that. We're almost done baling this little ditch over here. There we go. Pick that a little bit up. Alright. Now we'll just I think I'll keep this out of the way for now. Yeah, I can keep this out of the way. If I just pull this right over here. There we go. Then put the keys in there. Alright. So, yeah. Now, time to show you guys our new rake. So, this is our new Rhino rake. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a 20 wheel rake. So, this thing is pretty freaking massive. The Case IH pulls her pretty well, I guess. I mean, it is really just a rake. She's got the horses to pull her. That thing's got like 115 horsepower anyways. But it's got the horsepower to pull her. So it's a pretty big rake. As you can see, I already raked a little bit with it. We'll have to get that baled up. But yeah, so 1175. It struggles a little bit, but we got duals on here, so it's not too bad. We got a full rack of weights on the front. But yeah. Then we got the mower out on the 4840, but yeah, pretty dirty. So we'll fire this up. We'll raise it up. I was just cutting here a little bit ago, and then I figured I better bring the baler over here. So we'll get that swung out. So I got that little bit there cut, and this little bit cut. I got all the little bits cut, so now we're just working on this one big section, and then I'm not sure whether or not if I'm gonna go cut that other section or not, but so yeah, but everything's going good, so I'll see you guys once we are. Alright guys, we're back here. We're just doing the last pass, finishing up cutting this bit of hay, but yeah, we're going. I'm gonna be doing a lot of hay. I talked to the church. We're gonna be cutting this little section here, field 138, and then I think if you go to down the road some, we'll get to the other section that we're gonna be doing. So, nice thing about this field that we're gonna go do next is that if I can straighten my note more out, is that it's actual field grass, so it'll be nice, and that it's right next to the sale point, or where the fairgrounds. So, yeah, but we'll get a rolling here, rolling down the road. We got a long way to go. That guy's the BTO farmer. He owns a lot of the county. He runs, I think, about 2 or 3 combines. Yeah, he's a pretty big farmer. But so yeah, but everything's going good here. So I'll talk to you guys once we get to the church. Alright, so we're here. Just gonna pull into this little hay field here. But this is just a little field. Not a lot here. It's owned by the church, so I go to this church if you're curious. Well, I think it's, yeah. But so yeah, but this is just this little field here. So it's not a whole lot to it. Forget it. But anyways, so we're mowing away here. Now some of the trees have kind of taken over this spot here. The trees did. Yeah, yikes. Trees really took over a lot of this stuff in here. But it seems like it's a little bit wet or something, because it's probably just yeah, I'm not sure. This stuff must be a little bit wet, I guess, or something, because it's kind of struggle busing here a little bit. I guess the field must be a little wet or something. Well, I turned way too sharp there. There we go. But so yeah, there's the graveyard. So we'll get up fairly close. There we go. So, and then, is there really a ditch here to mow? Yeah, sure, I'll just mow it. That's no big deal. If anything, it'll just make it look nicer. Pull it in a little bit, kick it back out. There we go. First headland done. Now time for the second and third one. But yeah, so we got this, and then I think there's one terrace or one waterway, or no, I think it'll be too wet. So we one more hayfield after this, and then I think that's about it. So yeah, so that's about it. So yeah, I'll see you guys once we're cutting over there. Alright guys, so we're just done, just finished up. here on this field. Man, I don't know what the deal is with this, but it's just freaking wet. The tractor really bogs down. I don't know what the deal is with it, but either way, it was a nice little piece, you know. It's literally just right up the road is where we're selling all the hay, so it's no big deal. Just made it look a lot nicer now. It'll look a lot nicer with the fresh haircut. So, but I can show you guys here. Now, this I'm not gonna cut. That ditch I'm not gonna. All this I'm not gonna cut this year because I can't. That's in CRP for every 2 years. Where'd it go? This stuff in here, yeah. So this little bit in here and all of this is what I'm cutting. So it's a good little bit. So, but yeah. Otherwise, there's not a whole lot much else. We're just cutting away the old 4840. So I think I'm gonna end it here for today. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next episode.